I'm a big fan of those that support either Darts Ontario or the NDFC. Andre from BY Group, Charles Menzies from Specialty Sports Supplies have been there behind that organization for a long time, and I think they deserve a lot of credit for it. They've been there when the NDFC has been in tough times. They've been there through the great times. They've stuck by them and always been there. So my hat's off to those that have been a part of these associations as sponsors or those involved in the promotion of the sport, and sort of lead it into the next for the next generation, into the next, we brought everything into 2000 and the next millennium, and to maintain it and continue it. So I guess when my back gets up is when I hear about either provincial bodies, national associations, of which I don't believe anything occurring in the NDFC is incorrect these days. My own personal thoughts. I think they're on the right track with creating a sport in the country of Canada with darts, and going through the process of doing that. But when I hear about provincial bodies that are not allocating the right amount of funds up to the NDFC that they should be, and when it even irks me even more when I hear about leagues and associations in the provinces not passing on the correct amount of funds to keep these associations going, so we can have provincial champions and those that land in the top 8 or men's or ladies singles events and such travel to the nationals, and for the NDFC to send the players off to the World Championships without the correct amount of funding and the very few sponsors that they have. This is not going to happen. You passionate dart players heading off to your zones, qualifying, making through provincial championships, and potentially representing your country, if there's a continued chain of events where no one is passing up the buck, let's say, sooner or later these associations and organizations are not going to have the funds to continue this, and that's where my back gets up, because great people like Johnny Rogers and Ed Oliver founded this provincial body in particular, and the NDFC, for the sole purpose of the dart player. So my sort of opinion of this is, if you're on any executive, I don't care where it is and what you do, if you're not there for the benefit of the dart player, you really shouldn't be there. These associations and a lot of these leagues, Ed Oliver, I believe, helped start the Region Appeal Dart League as well. A lot of these leagues and such began for the benefit of the dart player. So if you are involved in any of these leagues or associations and you're not there for the best interest of the players, you don't listen to your membership and what they're after, what they need, get off the board, get off the executive, quit. Because it's just not fair to the players, and it's not fair for those that created these great sort of institutions, I will call them. It's unfortunate numbers are down and everybody's doing what they can to get the dart numbers up from leagues, provinces and such. But if we're going to maintain this great game, if it has any future, it requires the correct amount of funding, correct amount of passionate people on these executives, and communication. So yes, politics occurs. I've been asked a lot in emails, and when I've been out at these events, what do you think about so-and-so doing this, or what do you think about what's happening to this association or this organization? And I've had to bite my tongue a lot because I'm trying to stay neutral. I want everybody to enjoy the game, love the game. Last thing I really want to do is to, you know what I mean, Scott Briard or This Is Darts is earmarked for believing or backing or this sort of philosophy. My philosophy is the founders created all these leagues, provincial bodies, national organizations for a reason. They should maintain those mission statements, those philosophies, and those reasons for being out there. If anybody's on any executives and you're steering the ship the wrong way, there's going to be problems. There's going to be membership problems, and that's what I'm hearing. This isn't just me. It's when I get out to these events and really speak to people. There's a lot of upset dart players. And again, a lot of players are there just to play the game and have a great time. But a lot are involved passionately. They love this game, and they really don't want to see anything falter. So there's my 2 cents, whether you liked it or not. Again, I really want feedback on this. I don't want to touch on politics ever again. We may a few times if some interesting things occur, let's say. I really don't want to touch on politics too much because this is just so much fun, this game. Some great stories to talk about, great people to interview, great information to give you on becoming better again, whether you're mom and dad on Friday nights with the kids, you're off to league for the first time, you're playing in some great tournaments. We want you to become better. We want you to know more about equipment. And we want to have more information come from the pros to pass on to you to get your game to the next level. That's why I'm here. But politics, as in everything, plays a part of it all. So we'll move on from that. But I do want some feedback. Remember, Scott at hotshotscanada.com. Tell me what's going on in your league. But tell me the good things too. If something's great's going on in your province, their numbers are up, they're having a great time. If you're in Newfoundland, you're excited, you got the World Cup coming up. I want to hear about it. If you're in the States and you got a great league that's booming, send me an email. Tell me why. I want your feedback. And if you totally disagreed with anything that just came out of my mouth, I even want that feedback. Talk to me. I'm always curious. So, again, Scott at hotshotscanada.com. Send me an email. Now, on to the whole reason why we're here. Let's talk about some great events. This past weekend, not only was the zones great for those that played, shot well, maybe you won your zone, you're building points towards the provincial championships. That's fantastic. But over in Germany, they had the German Darts Championship. John Part was over, played really well this weekend. But I want to touch on somebody that was just off the charts. Two people were. Phil Taylor did win it. Mervyn King came second, and the matches he played to get there, where was he? Quarterfinals, he beat James Wade 8-7. I mean, usually the only people beating Wade these days are Phil Taylor. Mervyn King took him out 8-7. Took out Barneveld 9-8 in the semis. Did lose to Taylor 11-4, but Taylor's a machine these days. Good luck anybody getting by Taylor in a final. Anyway, Mervyn King, and let's look at some of these averages. He threw a 103.56 against Wade in the quarters. Where was he on Barneveld? Threw a 96.24 on Barneveld in the semis to get to Taylor. But here's one interesting match. It was a blowout. It was 9-1 Taylor over Paul Nicholson. But listen to these numbers. Game 1, Taylor posts a 180 and double top for a 13 darter. Game 2, Taylor takes out a 68 to break the throw in 14 darts. Game 3, Taylor trebles his lead on double top for a 13 dart finish. 3-1 it went. Nicholson hit back-to-back 180s and tops to hit 11 darter. Taylor moved up 4-1 when Nicholson hit another maximum, but Taylor takes a double top for another 14 dart leg. Where are we getting into here? 5-1, Taylor takes a double 16 to break the throw. 6-1, Taylor landed double top for a 15 darter. 5-leg league up 6-1. He went up 7-1 on a double top finish to break the throw in 13 darts. 8-1 with scores of 180, 140, no, sorry, 140, 180, 140, hitting double 16 for another 14 dart leg. And then he takes out a 12 darter for the victory with scores of 140, 140, 137, and he finished on an 84. His average for the event, or sorry, for that match, 109.05. Huge numbers. Destroyed Nicholson 9-1, but not that Paul didn't play well. Anyway, Taylor's a machine. So German Championship, great event. We're going to be talking a lot about the Worlds. Who's coming in from each country to be representing some fantastic countries. China, Japan have representatives there. Russian representative will be there this year. So we're going to touch on a lot of those great stories about who's qualified. We're going to do a great lead up here at Hot Shots, heading for the World Championships later this month in England. Again, this weekend, a couple of events going on. Havelock Legion here in Ontario. PJ Hill Memorial, $1,000 in prize money. It's a 4-person team. So, any league, you're from any league, got any group of 4 of you that are, enjoying the game a lot, give the Havelock Legion a call this weekend, or this week, I guess, to prepare for it. I don't know how many teams are taking. It's only $60 per team. Great event when you're playing 4 people. It's a lot of fun. Usually somebody ends up in the washroom. You got to go chase them down to continue the match, but 4-person team events are a lot of fun. Call the Havelock Legion to find out about signing up. They're at 705-778-3728, or send an email to Glenn. His email is, I'll put this down below, boomer180s@yahoo.com. Again, Glenn, he's the info contact for this event in Havelock. Boomer180s@yahoo.com. Send him an email. Tell him you got 4 guys. You want to get out to Havelock and play in this event. It's on Saturday. Probably be a great tournament. And again, $1,000 plus in prize money. If you're down in the States, Illinois, you've got a Winter Classic hosted by the Southern Illinois Dart Association. $5,000 in prize money. Anyway, everyone, this week's off to a great start. I did edit out yesterday's episode. We took it right out because I did get a little heated yesterday. I was a little upset. I guess I get out to these great events, the affiliates, the zones, and just to see how many dart players are upset or disappointed in their leagues or associations. And this is what it's all about. This is why all of this was founded. It was for the dart player. And man, if they're not happy, nobody's going to be happy. Anyway, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. Have a great day.